Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to oxidize your jewelry. It's the process from taking our jewelry looking like this to this. So if this is something you're interested in, sit back and enjoy the ride. To pull this off, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need our jewelry, a small glass bowl that is heat resistant, a liver of sulfur. I got mine on Rio Grande, and a small piece of wire and some gloves. The first thing that you're going to want to do is put some hot water, not boiling, so mine is at 170, into your little dish. Put on your gloves. This part could actually happen before you put on your gloves. I usually make a little hook out of my piece of copper wire to scoop some of the liver of sulfur out. Make sure you're doing this in a well ventilated area because it does smell horrible. Then I will scoop a little bit at a time of the liver of sulfur and put it into the bowl. I don't want to put too much, but I also don't want to risk pouring it in because that makes a huge mess. You can just throw the little hook in there, and then as soon as it's about this color, throw in your jewelry, and you're just going to let it sit for a minute. You can see it starting to change color and darken up. At this point, you'll need to pull it out. After you've pulled it out, make sure to give it a good rinse to get all the residue off, and put your jar of liver of sulfur off to the side until it turns a milky clear color, which point it is safe to get rid of. You can just pour it down the drain at that point. And then from here, we can move on to the next step. After you've dried the piece off with a paper towel quickly, you're going to want to keep your gloves on for this next step. You'll need some polishing cloths. Again, I got these on Rio. It is my favorite place for getting jewelry supplies. Super reliable, all the things. And you'll start gently polishing your piece. To do this, all you need to do is just gently and slowly take your polishing cloth and rub it along the surface of your piece. This can take a little bit. You want to make sure you're being gentle about it so you don't warp any of your wires or weaves out of place like I just did. If you notice that happening a lot, it's probably an issue with how tight you have pressed everything into place. So you can go in and fix that right now if you need to, and then just go back to it. This is also a really good time to notice any little snags or wires that have tails that are pokey, because they will get hooked onto your polishing cloth as well. Just keep going until you get it to be as shiny as you want it to be. You're never going to get it as shiny as it was before, which is the point. And it'll also make it so that your weaves and your texture stand out a bit more. I personally don't feel like a piece is done until this step has happened. It's just personal preference for me. Everybody is going to have their own opinions on how necessary this step is or whether they like it or not. And each piece is going to be different, obviously, as well. But there you have it. That is the end of the polishing step. Actually, I want to get a little bit more right there. Okay, now we are done. And you can see the weaves really stand out nicely now. And it's a pretty simple process, and it makes a really big difference in the look of your pieces. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you want to see more jewelry tips, tricks, and tutorials, like and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Have a great rest of your day.